welcome back to the Irish Mammy channel. Today we're going to do some harvesting, just as a reminder that even though the garden looks like an absolute mess, there is still beauty to be got from the garden in the depths of winter. So I'm going to go around and show what I have available for harvest at the minute. So this is the first bed here that I have Swedes growing in, and I've just had some of these the other night as well. They're absolutely gorgeous, really sweet and lovely, just mashed up with loads of butter. This side here I have fennel. So this was fennel bulbs that I harvested by just cutting off at the base of the bulb, and it just started to regrow. Now I'm not expecting to get bulbs from it. As you can see, they're just they're not really forming bulbs, but they do have all these lovely herbs, which will be lovely over the Christmas with maybe salmon or some kind of fish dish. So hold on to them for another while. Thankfully the frost hasn't damaged them yet, which is a bit of a miracle. This side I have more Swedes coming on here, but they're not bulbing up, or the roots aren't swelling up yet. But there's still hope for them in the spring if they don't go to bolt, which is possibly an issue that that we'll see in the springtime. And moving on, something I'm very proud of here, and I have harvested some of these already, is my carrots. And I'll get to show you some of these when they come out, but you can see them peeping up out of the ground there. So these were sown in the first few days of August, if I remember. I have it written down here. Yeah, so I sowed them on the 7th of August. And the variety, is Finapoli, carrot Finapoli, which I've never grown before. But I'll certainly be growing them again because they just matured perfectly in time to harvest over the winter. And the beauty of these is there's no harvesting and trying to store them in soil or anything else. They're in the soil already and they'll stay there happily, well, certainly until March or April. They may start taking off a bit then and bolting, but they'll be long gone by that. So definitely, if you get them sown in time, it's great. A great way to avoid having to put them in storage, which is messy, trying to put them in soil or sand or something and keep them cool. This is a great way to avoid all that. Next I have red cabbage, which some of them are gone a bit funny looking where they were harvested and regrown. But I still have one lovely one in there. Now it doesn't look much at the minute, but when all those browned and yellowed leaves are taken off it, there's a lovely heart of cabbage inside that. And I have another lovely head of red cabbage here as well to harvest. I'll only harvest one today though. And then still over in this bed I have leeks actually in here, so they're not very visible and they're not in the best condition, but when they're trimmed up they're lovely. There's a half decent one there, you can see. But there are several leeks in there in that bed. In the middle there I have celery leaf, which I thought might be a good replacement for celery. Not convinced, to be honest. The stalks they're fairly good, but not a replacement for celery. However, they're still a good flavour accent in a soup. I just wouldn't put very much of it in it because they're quite strong. And on this side here I have parsnips. Now the frost actually destroyed the foliage on these parsnips, but you can see it is starting to sprout up again. But despite the dead looking tops, I'm pretty sure I have a nice harvest of parsnips. If you can see down here, I'm not pointing the camera very well, but you can start to get an idea of the size of that parsnip there. And I absolutely love parsnips this time of year when they've gotten loads of frost. Oh wow, this is humongous. Well, we'll get a good look at that when it comes out, but it looks like a whopper if I can get it out properly without breaking the bottom of it. So it's looking like I'm going to have a good harvest ahead of me. Not obviously going to harvest everything, just harvested enough to do me for a few days. Definitely a pot of soup going on the cooker as soon as I get them all washed and trimmed up properly. and then some will go in the fridge for using over the next few days. Well, that was more like an excavation. Those parsnips were tough to get out, but I wouldn't give in to them. They definitely root down very far into the soil, and I mean the ground is by no means frozen here. We've quite mild weather for the time of year, but that's just how far down they've grown. So I have a lovely little harvest. I'll show you a close-up now in a wee second, but just let this be a reminder, all the hard work that you're putting in spring and summer, and we often don't get round to planting those vegetables for harvesting over winter, but let me tell you, it is worth every minute of it. Every bit of extra work and every bit of stress that you put yourself under to get those seeds sown by midsummer, I suppose, by the end of July, for harvesting in the middle of winter. It's definitely hard to beat. Coming out, harvesting your own vegetables. I mean, I have all my veg for Christmas dinner here as well. I don't have Brussels sprouts, but I'll not worry about that. But along with Brussels sprouts, while they are my favourite vegetable obviously with the Christmas dinner, I also like braised red cabbage and carrot and parsnip mashed up together with a knob of butter, teeny little pinch of nutmeg and black pepper, and they're my favourite vegetable sides with the Christmas dinner. So thankfully I will be harvesting the most of them and have my potatoes harvested already as well. So the most of my Christmas dinner will be coming from the garden, and there's great satisfaction in that. So just a reminder again, definitely worth all the hard work in the summer for this lovely box of vegetables in the winter. And I still have loads more to harvest. I'll be harvesting for the rest of December and January as well, probably, and probably into February. The carrots may even last until March. So I'll give you a nice close-up now of my lovely basket of vegetables. And I'm certainly not claiming that they look pretty at the minute. They definitely need a good wash. But when you see the size of those parsnips, they're humongous. And I think I took 6 of them out of the ground. The harder they were to harvest, the more I wanted of them. 3 nice Swede there, 1 bigger one and 2 smaller one. And I think the variety of the Swede is Wilhelmsberg, if I'm not mistaken. The red cabbage, the first one I harvested was quite small, so I took the second one as well. It looked like it actually was a little bit frost damaged, so I had a bit of trimming to do on it, which I'm surprised at. I'm surprised at the parsnips even, that the foliage died back. I've never seen it die back as much as that, and we didn't really get that hard of a frost. But it doesn't matter. Obviously they're still perfectly fine underneath the soil as well. And here we have a huge big bunch of carrots. Like I said, pot of soup, braised red cabbage will be made with that. I might put some of it in the freezer, and I still have some more cabbage over there for Christmas Day if needs be. So that's the end of the video. Thanks very much for watching. Short and sweet today, but obviously wintertime gardening is a lot more relaxing and usually just involves harvesting. So thanks very much for watching. If you haven't subscribed already, please do, and don't forget to press the like button down below. Thank you. Bye bye.